Good morning, TexCen Realty owners. My name is Jamie Ferris. I'm the supervisor at TexCen Realty for the property management division. I want to apologize. I skipped right on over March's newsletter and I'm coming in hot in April, but here I am nonetheless. Choosing a serene background today because I'm here to talk about a not so serene topic, which are taxes. Everybody loves to talk about taxes. So we've had a lot of property owners concerned over the property taxes going up in the Central Texas area. And we're being asked, should I raise my rent rate at lease renewal to cover the higher taxes? The answer is pretty simple. It's no, you should not. Why not? So let's talk about that. Really two reasons, pretty simple. The taxes, to be clear, have not gone up. So the value went up, but not the actual taxes. We have to wait until the rate is set to know if the taxes will go up. So let's dig a little deeper and talk about timelines and how that happens. So at the beginning of the year, the taxable value of your property was determined. In April, you would have received your notice of appraised value. And then you have an opportunity or a right to dispute that if you can find proof that it's not worth what they say it's worth. These days, that's getting harder and harder. In quick note, in the notes of the YouTube, I will put the 5 Stone Tax Advisor. It's a group that will go and dispute your taxes for you. If you have somebody that successfully disputed taxes for you, we'd love to know about it. Just kind of the same way we put together the lawyer referral list that I have. I'd love to know who's disputing taxes for you, disputing values for you successfully. So send that over to me, jamie@texcenrealty.com. At any rate, the May 15th is the deadline to protest, or around that time, May 18th, depends on your county. Check with your tax professional. And then in the summer, the hearings will start to begin where you go and actually dispute, or the person you hire does that. And then in September, the tax rates will be set by all the entities rolled into one property tax. And then in October, the tax bills will be sent. And then your taxes are due at the end of January. Again, consult your accountant or your tax professional. So that's clear. So now we're clear. Taxes haven't gone up, property values have gone up. Now let's talk about rent rates. So taxes going up, if they do, your property value, insurance, HOA, none of that is dictates the rent rate. The market dictates the rent rate, period. And so if the market will bear an increase, then we should raise the rent. Let's talk about how we find rent comps for you. So what I'm talking about here is when we send you rent comps and we're trying to figure out what we want to charge the tenant that's currently in there, or maybe putting it on the market for a new rent rate. Let's talk about comps. Here's how 15,000 agents in the Central Texas area run comps. So we're going to take your property. We're going to look at the properties in that same area. We're going to look at either 1 or 2 story, depending on what your house is, because 2 stories are a little cheaper per square foot. We're going to look at square footage, 200 square feet up, down roughly. And we're going to look at the age, 10 years up, down roughly. Then that's going to give us our first step to finding the rent rate. And then from there, we're going to adjust upon the condition. So obviously, if there's a lot of deferred maintenance, the rent rate's going to go down. If it's just super pristine, the rent rate will go up. Now there comes the decision, do I keep the tenant, raise the rent a bit, see if they stay, or do I just raise it to what I want it to be? And if they leave, fine, I put it back on the market. There is definitely a cost analysis you need to do there that I would recommend. And you could go back to my previous newsletter about whether to try to keep the same tenant or get a new one. So another quick thing I want to touch on. So those are the 2 reasons. Market dictates the rent, not your taxes, and the taxes have not gone up yet. Another thing I want to talk about is an economist I heard speak a couple of weeks ago said something very interesting, and I'm finding this with a lot of my investors right now, especially if you didn't buy cash and you have a mortgage. So the unicorn in real estate is having profit, monthly profit, and appreciation of value of the property. Right now, I'm not seeing that. We don't have the new unicorn out there. Either you make monthly profit or you have appreciation over time. So an owner said to me the other day, I'm going to have to put in $50 a month in order for, to get a tenant. So we couldn't raise the rent as high as they would like it. They were going to have to contribute. But then my question to them was, yes, but how much has the value of your property appreciated just in the past year or two? Consider it in 3 years, how much more it will be. So you are making money, but in a different way, not tangibly on the monthly. So tangible on the monthly, excuse me. So at any rate, those are my thoughts right now on rent rates and appreciation and taxes and all that good stuff. If you have further questions, please feel free to ask your personal property manager. They are also experts, and we talk about this on the weekly. But I would be very happy to talk with you as well. I hope you have a great very end of April, and I'll see you in May. Thanks so much for everything.